That is Umarak.
Oh, crap! This set was very close for me fully loving it, like Biangon 2015 Lake Picture Kopaka close. The set has 172 pieces with new parts and recolors. It have the color of black, dark red, trans bright green, pearl dark gray, reddish brown, and a dark tan. This set, even though I still have some problems with the color scheme, is a big example of how to do a multicolor construction set right. You can tell that the black and trans bright green are the main colors, while the dark red are meant to just be spikes, and it doesn't look like they are thrown on. The pearl dark gray, spite the color being on the waist, is just on one place of the set, which is the upper body, along with having reddish brown. But the problem with the color scheme is the silver on the printed chest armor and the antlers. I hate that the antlers aren't a single color, especially dark tan, because it would have to look way better, and those brown and black on the antlers just look ugly. Now the designer, starting with the legs, aka the biggest thing I hate about the set. Oh, I just noticed that he has dark red bark eyes. Who's going to be the one to tell Sidorak about this? The legs looks messy, ugly, and just unfinished. I mean, you can immediately tell just by looking at it. But the upper legs is alright. I like that it has a storage for the hook blade and the ammo stud. However, I don't get why the hell the ammo stud is on a chain. It seems like a stupid idea to store your ammo. Arms, there isn't anything different from all the other arms we always see, besides that this one have spikes. Umarak and Old Tor have waist movement that turns left and right by turning this butt plug gear. Does anyone have a feeling that the makers of this generation of Bionicle have an anal fetish? Also, like all of them, Umarak have a uniter armor on the back to connect a creature to. The torso, there's only one major problem, and that's the connection for the arms are too low. It is an extremely easy fix to do, which I don't know why LEGO didn't fix it. Shoulder armor uses the bear trap pieces, which have some movement, but there is a horrible thing about these, which I'm going to bring up later. Printing is pretty good. I like the detail of those tiny bit of damage. However, the mouth really bugs me. I mean, first it was the chest armor with eyes on Lord of Skull Spiders, and now Umarak chest armor with a mouth. Who the hell is coming up with these ideas? I like that Umarak have antlers, and the pieces that were used on them are nice. But I think having them reworked to look like some better antlers would be better. Mask I'm mixed with, I kind of like it, but I hate that it's asymmetrical that makes it ugly. It would look great if it was symmetrical with the right half of the mask. The weapons the set have are a hook blade that I brought up before, and a hunter's bow. Hook blade, there isn't anything to talk about it, but I wish it was more of a machete. Maybe reintroducing Lewa Nuva or Takadok's weapon would be great. Hunter's bow that doesn't fire like a bow at all, just like these weapons. And I wish the bow was something the character can just hold it with one hand, instead of having this long axle piece. But it's a nice looking bow, and better looking than Skull Warrior's bow. Now that thing I said about the bear trap on the shoulder, well, this set comes with extra pieces to make a bear trap. So you know what that means? The set comes with a bear trap, but Umarak looks horrible now. It would just be better to give Umarak a bear trap instead of using the pieces on him to make it, because that is a stupid idea. Oh, and before I get on to the bonus in this review, Umarak comes with a Mask of Control, but doesn't have a stand to hold it on like the Mask of Creation in the Mask Maker vs Skull Grinder set. At first, when I saw the link picture for the mask, I disliked it and was disappointed that it wasn't like the 2015 miniseries Mask of Control. But looking at it now, I love it and it has that Egyptian look to it. Overall, it's a pretty good set, even if it has those problems here and there, especially the legs. It still does some stuff right from what most of the Toa did wrong, especially with the color scheme. But due to the problems, I recommend just making this the third set to get. Umarak gets a cup of...
That is Umarak.
Now for the bonus of this review, and that's the 5 walking bear traps that came with the creature sets, besides Melum due to him and Kopaka being in the same set. Even though I hate that all the bear traps are in pearl dark gray instead of having another color to like silver and black. Especially black, since that is the most useful color and it makes sense with these little things being called shadow traps. However, it is kind of an improvement from the skull spiders because they are only in the creature sets and not in the Toa sets. Due to the lack of these having no other color than pearl dark gray, each trap had different legs that uses very useful pieces, like the beloved Exoforce arms and the 3 traps having chained pieces. Overall with these things, though they are pretty good looking, it's just like last year with the skull spiders of LEGO not wanting to make another villain set for the Winter Wave. Back in January, a person on the TTV message board made 2 marks called the Mask Hounds. Something like that would have been an amazing idea for LEGO to do in the Winter Wave. Instead of having bear traps, but hounds with bear traps for heads. It's unlikely that LEGO would have made 6 of them, but just having 1 or 2 would have been fine, instead of just having these walking bear traps. But anyways, the bear traps does not get a cup of Balzac, they get a cup of only useful for pieces.